Hello world, Jennifer here. Today's video is a story about a man in a truck. I have a friend named Bates who has always seemed to have a lot of trouble with automotive and other mechanical things. He's a wonderful man, but just has trouble with mechanical things. Has always had trouble with those mechanical things his whole life. Recently, he went out and found himself a '83 Ford F100. It was supposed to have a V6 in it, but somebody put a 351 Cleveland in it with an aftermarket carb and intake. And it seems that the person who did that did not have much of a clue of how to tune a vehicle once putting a much larger carburetor on it. They had it overfueled pretty bad to where the vehicle would overheat and do some other, would just smell really bad because of the overfueling. So he tried to bring it back to northern Georgia where he was living at the time and found that for some reason the fan and the radiator got together and broke up, just made a huge hole in the radiator. I'll see if I can find a picture of what was left of the radiator after that. So this mostly is a video that's dedicated to Bates and his truck, to say that yes, the truck is repaired, up and going again, and it's a real get-goer, especially that light little F100 with a 351 Cleveland in it and the big 4-barrel aftermarket carburetor. It has, its only downfall I see is, of course, just for me, is that it has an automatic instead of a standard, but to each his own with what sort of transmission you want in your vehicle. So I got some footage of it up and running. Besides having to replace the radiator, it had no radiator recovery tank, so the radiator never was full. There was no thermostat in the thermostat housing, so the water moved too fast. The person who'd put the water pump on the front of the motor had used way too much sealant, so the sealant had about clogged up the ports into the motor pretty significantly, so it couldn't move any water. The lower radiator hose was so old the spring in it had rusted, and I pulled a piece of it out of the water pump intake where the lower hose meets the water pump, and I believe that as soon as you picked up the RPMs on that motor, the lower hose would collapse and prevent and even slow your water circulation down even more. So the nice thing is now is I can barely get the temperature gauge over the O in normal, so it's performing much better. So Bates, this video is dedicated to you and your wondrous little truck. I hope you enjoy, and I will film a conclusion. If I forget to film a conclusion, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Yes, it is running. Well, Bates, your truck is doing okay. See if I can get a shot of your new. Yes, there's your new. Yes, Bates, there's your new antifreeze recovery bottle. Should work out pretty good for you. See if we can get a shot of the dash here and the temperature gauge. There you go. There. That's as hot as the temperature gauge gets nowadays. thing air cleaner, because it's causing it to overfuel, and that'll of course make overheat. That's right. There's your new antifreeze recovery tank, the old-fashioned way. Hope you enjoyed that little tour of an old 83 F100. It is kind of a nice looking truck. It's in halfway decent shape. I'm hoping that Bates can get the thing somewhat restored and back in good shape, because it is in halfway decent shape. So once again, glad you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. See y'all soon.